Hey everyone, today you and I are going to be exploring eating out. Sounds fantastic, because who doesn't like eating out, right? No, seriously though, I wanted to talk about the hospitality industry and why going out to eat or drink has changed since the coronavirus struck in 2020. The most noticeable difference here is the use of online menus and scanning codes in substitute of the tangible printed menus. Assessing the origins of the QR code and evaluating its external industry drivers, we'll see how much this seemingly simple idea has compounded into a shifting mindset of businesses' value on productivity and efficiency. The QR codes pre-COVID had many uses, but were usually associated in the online shopping context, where consumers could share customer satisfaction and purchase intentions with sellers of the industry to improve the experience. The focus of this technology switched once the pandemic forced businesses in tourism and hospitality to adapt to concepts like social distancing and laws on limited capacity. The idea was to assimilate a contactless, adaptable, and customizable automation system that would allow consumers to eat at their favourite restaurants whilst adhering to the safety protocols set by the Australian government. The demand for this structure was more of a reactionary response to salvage the industry initially. Studies were showing that consumers were excited to return to a normal lifestyle and engage in activities outside of isolation, but were wary on how safe it was exposing themselves even with social distancing in place. The hospitality industry knew they had to capitalize on it because of all the losses they suffered from the pandemic shutting them down or limiting them to takeout while still having such high operation costs naturally. The QR code seemed like a responsible way to reopen without upsetting the public or the government. Now, what were the challenges to all this? When we reference the external environment, we are ultimately talking about the threats and opportunities that exist from the implementation of the QR codes in the hospitality landscape. As mentioned before, a significant threat was public perception. Can people trust that these restaurants can reopen and not create a hub for COVID to fester again? Once the QR codes emerged, however, this threat emerged as an opportunistic way of restaurants to show they cared about customers' safety and simply wanted them to have a risk-free outing that was in their best interests as well. After living with the QR code system in restaurants for a bit longer, I now see the biggest opportunity that the industry had was really what most professions have discovered lately. Less workers have equaled to less need for staff and training and operation costs in general. A customer scanning a QR code and seeing a digital menu with pictures, descriptions, and an easy option to pay without associating it all with customer assistance has allowed owners to cut back on above said costs. What is threatening in this newfound environment, however, is the change in the customer experience. Sure, some may love the fact that they are responsible for ordering themselves and do not have to worry about variables like when will someone make eye contact with them so they can order. But the other side, and one that I have seen myself, is the element of human interaction that is absent, as well as the changing of priorities in the staff. If the staff member knows that the customer can access all the information on their device, they would think it is not their concern to engage in customers at all until the items have been prepared. Technology issues or customers who may not have their phone are now considered an inconvenience, and carrying a digital device has become mandatory now. Creating pressure on the consumer to adapt in the service of the provider can lead to resentment, which gives bargaining power back to the buyers to find substitutes that satisfy what they want in a dining experience. My closing thoughts on the matter is that the success of the QR codes has ultimately transcended the hospitality industry and has certainly played a significant role in reducing the transmission of COVID-19. It has created new opportunities for the hospitality industry to survive the pandemic, but then also innovate further by adjusting allocations of resources. The challenge moving forward will lie in whether they can keep this mindset of efficiency first whilst not alienating certain groups of customers. Thank you.